Hello and welcome everyone. It is Wednesday, August 22nd, 2018. New comic book day, best day of the week. Time for another new comic haul video. Ton of good stuff out this week. Again, man, there's so much good stuff coming out and such a good time to be collecting. I mean, it's funny, I hear people say, oh, I only look at Silver Age books, I don't look at new stuff. And man, are you missing out on some good stuff? Because all these first appearances and key storylines and stuff, these are books you're going to be paying through the nose for down the road. But hey, whatever. I know a lot of you watching this are picking up stuff, so good on you. I mean, there's still really good Silver Age books to pick up in Bronze Age, don't get me wrong, but so much of these books coming out now are going to be keys down the road. So anyways, before I get going though, I want to thank all my subscribers. Really appreciate you watching my videos, sending me comments. Love being part of this community. I try to say that every time because I really do love being part of this community. And I've been started doing the shoutouts for comic shops, and then in my top picks video on the weekend, I put it up really late at night on Saturday. I actually loaded up early Sunday morning, and I completely forgot to do a shout out. And the funny thing is, I wanted to talk about a shop I used to go to as a kid. So anyways, I want to do that now before I forget. So the shop that I used to go to, I started collecting in the late 70s, and in the early 80s, I started going to this shop, which is called Tazmanian Comics. They started out in Port Moody. There was a tiny little hole in the wall. And I remember there was a lady running it, and that's where the first shop I had a pull list at, and got some, bought a lot of books there over the years into the, I can't remember how long the store was there. I think it was there into the 90s. I honestly don't remember. And then it's now moved into Vancouver, and since then I don't go to that shop. I go to another one, but I got to try and get in there because I want to see if she's still running it. So I'd like to say hi and I don't know, just talk comics and stuff. But anyways, so Tazmanian Comics. The address and phone number is down below. If you happen to be in Vancouver, in my neck of the woods, that'd be a good shop to hit up. So stop in and say hi to them. Alright, so we're going to get going into some books. My independents as usual. And one that I meant to grab last week, and I talked about it as one of my top picks as far as covers go, was Terminator Sector War #1. That's the cover A. And the cover B, I really like that cover B. That was one of my picks last week. This week, Artifact 1, number 0, from Aspen Comics, cover A and cover B. It's only $1.50 cover price, and it's a really thin comic. There's not a lot to it, but you know what? You can't go for $1.50. How can you go wrong? So I grabbed that one to see if it goes in. I haven't read it yet, but I'll take a read of it tonight or tomorrow, kind of thing. Die number 2 is out. There was, from what I understand, there's 4 covers, and like I'd mentioned, the different ones with different the bubbles in them. So I only found 2 at my shop. So I got the blank one, and then I got the one where is this the face of a man who goes down without a fight. So those are the 2 I got. Then there's also a dealer incentive gold foil cover. I did not get that one. So anyways, I got Oblivion #1. At least I believe it's Oblivion. I don't know if it's, yeah, anyways, Oblivion #1. Only grabbed the one cover. That's all my shop had, but I wanted to get that one, so I'm looking forward to that one. And this is one that I highly recommended. It was one of my picks this week, and it is again this week in my video here, is Cold Spots #1 from Cullen Bunn. Highly recommend you get that one. That one I think has a bright future. So that is it for my independents. Some good, man, the independents are putting, like I say, it's funny, in the years past when I first started collecting, I didn't even look at independents, I'll be honest with you. I'd buy the odd one here and there if it had a nice cover or something, but for the most part I didn't even look at them. It was totally Marvel and DC. But yeah, man, I really recommend you start looking at some of these if you're not. Picked up Daredevil 607. Like I say, Mike Murdock showed up in the last issue, so I'm going to take a read of that, see where that goes. Now, I mentioned West Coast Avengers. I grabbed issue 1. I got 2 copies of #1. Anytime a #1 comes out, I usually grab it. And I also grabbed the 1 for $10. And the only reason I grabbed it is because my shop gave me a really good price on it, so I grabbed that. Now, there are a couple first appearances in here, as far as I understand. I just flipped through it. Where if they ever go anywhere, who knows? But I don't think I may continue with that. I'll be honest with you. So. Anyways, Old Man Logan 46, I grabbed that one, and I'm going to show a few images from this one. There is that asteroid that crashes up in the, of course it always crashes into Canada, I don't know why, maybe just because we're all, Canada's all snow, right, so, anyways, so this purple ooze kind of creature starts taking over towns and stuff, and and kind of captured everything. And then right at the end, you think it's they've got it under control, and nope, it turns into this giant kind of purple monster sort of thing. So I don't know where that's going to go or what it's going to turn into. May or may not be something down the road, or there could be something inside it. I don't know, but like I say, that series ends at number 50, and from what I understand, Logan's going to die in issue 50, so I'm going to keep going with it. I mean, he died in the movie, so who knows? He'll probably die in the series, but we'll see what happens with it. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, regular cover, and the variant, the Fantastic Four variant, which they're pushing out pretty much across every title this month, so we'll grab that. Got Avengers number 6. Like I say, I really like this Avengers series. Got cover A, and that's the final final host battle with the final host in that one, so haven't read it yet. Cover B, again, another Fantastic Four. Not a big fan of this Fantastic Four cover, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. But I really like that Avengers series, like I say, it's really good. Picked up a Punisher number 1, which I'm sure a lot of you did. I like this cover. To be honest, this is one of my favorite covers of the whole thing. It's the only one I got. My shop didn't bring in a ton of variants, and I wasn't going to grab a ton anyways, but I flipped through it. The artwork's actually pretty good. And it's, like I say, it looks like Punisher's gone back to kind of kicking ass and taking names and stuff, so I like that. That looks really good. Looks like more like what I remember the Punisher being, so... And this one is a definite pick of the week. This week is Venom number 5. Like I say, Venom is just one of those titles you got to be getting at if you're not. You got the cover A there, and then cover another Fantastic Four variant. So I'm going to show some more images in here. If you don't want to know, turn it off. But again, it's really good. And this one doesn't have quite as much going on in as the last one, but as we all know, Venom grows wings, so that's his first appearance of Venom with wings, so that's kind of a big deal, depending on what happens down the road with movies and everything else. But it's, anytime you get something new, that's pretty cool. And then he meets up with Rex Strickland and shoves a hand right through his head and kills him. You think he dies, but then of course turns out it's not a guy, he's a total symbiote, and who didn't want to go back to joining Null. So it turns out that symbiote from the Vietnam era joins with Venom and becomes part of Venom. So now, like, he's just completely changing the whole symbiote universe. And we're going to have to see where it goes, but that looks pretty cool. And now he's got more powers too, and they haven't all been revealed in here. It's not just that he has wings. He now has other powers as well, which are, you know, you'll learn about those as the series goes along. So, boy, oh boy, does that look good. And I've got some more news about Venom, which I put that video earlier, where it's potentially that Son of Satan is going to somehow get involved too. We'll have to see. Don't know if that's the case. It's all spec at this point, but we'll see where it goes. But boy, it looks good. From DC, Batman Kings of Fear, got issue number 1. I grabbed 2 copies of the variant. I like that black and white cover. Really liked it, so I grab it. And these, I like these Virgin variants that they're doing. It's like a Virgin variant, but some of them are really nice, and I like that one. So, Action Comics number 1002, regular cover. I got the Manipul variant and the Mac variant. I really like these Mac variants. It's kind of got a watercolor look to it, and it's, I don't know, I mean, some people don't like them, but I think they're really good. Definitely got some talent, I'll tell you that. Detective Comics 987, man, you know, I recommended this series for a while now, especially with Brian Hill writing it. In issue 983 was the first appearance of that new character, Karma. 984 was first full appearance, and the whole... it's on the outside is a story arc, and it's this new team that's been put together. And turns out that DC just announced today that Brian Hill, this story arc ends with this issue. So 983 to 987. So this team is going to have its own series going forward. It's going to be Batman and the Outsiders. That'll be coming out, obviously, probably later in the year or early next year. I'm not sure. I think it's later in the year. But so this 983... This series is the first appearance of that team appearance. So not only is it the first appearance of Karma, but you've got the first appearance of this team in this series, and this team will now have its own series going forward. So, man, it's good in so many ways. It's a good story. I like his writing. Like I say, new characters and a new team. So, and awesome cover Bs too. So definitely pick up Detective Comics if you haven't. If you haven't got that run 983 to 987, I'd highly recommend you get it. Teen Titans 21 got cover A and cover B. Do you guys notice that Crush is always running around jumping with her arms in the air like she's like the Hulk ready to smash something? Are they not able to put her in a different pose? I don't know. Anyways, just mentioning that. I thought it was kind of funny. But anyway, I like that cover B. I think every cover, I think she's in that same pose. So anyways. Flash 53. So we got the cover A and cover B. And the Strength Force, the Trickster, you know, was zapped with the Strength Force. He was massive. And I don't want to give away too much. Anyways, it's pretty good. I recommend you pick up that Flash, so it's good. This one is another one of my picks this week. I mentioned this one last week. You got Batman Beyond 23, cover A and cover B. You do get your first full appearance of the all-new Scarecrow, and you learn who it is that is the Scarecrow as well. So I recommend you grab that one. That's a good one. I'm liking that Batman Beyond. I wasn't picking this up until issue 21. And I don't know why I hadn't been picking it up. I got to go back and get some back issues. And this one is another definite pick of the week and a must-buy. Justice League Dark #2. And you know what's funny? I watch a lot of people's videos, and I'm not going to give any names away or anything, but I've watched a few videos where somebody was saying they're like, whatever, I'm not even going to read it, and you know, and they just move on. I'm like, how are you not? This is so good. Like cover B is an awesome Greg Capullo cover. Love that cover. And I am going to show some images in here. So issue 1 we had cameo / first appearance. The reason I call it / first appearance is because the Upside Down Man showed up in a panel in issue 1, but he had some lines in there, so you didn't see his whole figure and everything. So if it wasn't for him speaking, I would consider it a cameo. And this one, he doesn't show up till right at the end of the book on the last page. And he is one creepy looking dude, and it's this one, some people are calling a first full appearance. I do not. I call this a first appearance. So the first issue to me is kind of a cameo / first appearance. This is a first appearance because it's right on the last page. You do get to see his feet just in one panel just before the splash page. So to me, that is what you would call a first appearance. Definitely one you want to get, because this is a character I really think this character is going somewhere down the road. He's a bad guy that's going to be around for years and years, and he's going to come up over and over in different books. So this is one you definitely want to get. That is Justice League Dark #2. So that is it for my new books this week. Like I say, there's a bunch of good stuff that came out. So some good stuff coming down the road. Infinity Wars #5. That looks like it's going to have a new Avengers squad, and it's going to be led by Loki, which is interesting. So, there's an image on the screen. So it's got the Hulk, Ant-Man, Loki, Miss Marvel, Emma Frost, and Kang the Conqueror is going to be in there. So that's interesting. I don't know where that's going, but anyways, I had to mention that. Old Man Logan 50, I talked about him earlier. That's his final issue. So he died in the movie, and I'm expecting him to die in that final issue. I can't see how they're going to keep him around, but you never know. But anyways, I just wanted to mention my thoughts on Old Man Logan 50, because that'll be a good one to get if you're not picking him up. Infinity Warps #1. It comes out November 14th. I've mentioned this before. It's all those mashups, but it looks like they're going to have more than just one. I thought there was just going to be one in that. There's actually going to be 4 more in that one. So there's going to be Black Widow and She-Hulk become Green Widow. Mr. Invisible, there's going to be Mr. Invisible and Hot Rocks are going to be the Terrific 2. Moon Squirrel will be Squirrel Girl and Moon Girl combined, and then Tippy Soar is going to be Tippy the Squirrel and Devil Dinosaur combined. So I know a lot of people are like, whatever, but they said the same thing about Cosmic Ghost Rider, so hey, whatever, buy them if you want, don't buy them. Suicide Squad Black Files. That comes out November 7th. That looks pretty cool. It's all about supernatural cases, and it looks like there's 2 stories in a 48-page giant-sized book. So that one looks really good. That's November 7th. Image has got some titles coming out in September. Bully Wars #1. That's a Scotty Young title. That looks really good. Going to definitely pick that one up. And then Spawn 289, another Matina cover for that one. I'm just showing it because I like the cover. And then September 12th, one that looks really cool is called Cemetery Beach. It's a new title. That looks pretty good. I'm definitely going to look at that one. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, and I was talking about Justice League earlier, and Justice League Odyssey, which has been delayed a ton of times, is now supposed to be coming out September 26th, so we'll see if it actually comes out then. But that one looks good because Darkseid is joining the team, so it'll be interesting to see how they figure that one out. September 12th, I mentioned Red Hood and the Outlaws #26. The variant cover's got a gorgeous cover on it, but the regular cover is coming obviously as well, and that's September 12th, so that'll be a really good one because that's the whole new Red Hood in that one, so that looks really good. Cover #1, that's a new title coming out from DC as well. That looks interesting, and that comes out September 5th. I haven't pre-ordered that one, so I got to talk to my shop and make sure I get that one. And I mentioned Batman Damned #1 previously, and I mentioned it again because boy does that one look good. That comes out September 19th. It's a 3-part miniseries, and the first one comes out on, it's going to be prestige or premiere format for those books, so that looks really good. And like I say, I mentioned Detective Comics 90s, that run 983 to 987 on the outside. So just like I say, be on the lookout for Batman and the Outsiders. It will be a new title launched by DC and written by Brian Edward Hill, who's the writer for the current series. I really like his writing. I think he's done a great job, and I think that'll do pretty well. And he'll more than likely be introducing new characters and stuff on that as well, but because he's done some cool writing. So anyways, that's it for this week, everybody. Talk to you later in the week with my top picks video. Take care. Happy hunting. Bye for now.